All right, we are set. Well, good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining me tonight. Didn't realize when I signed up for this that it was actually on election night, so we're gonna go through this a little quicker than normal because I'm sure some of us want to get back to watching, or maybe not watching, maybe they want to be here instead. Anyway, we'll keep it short and sweet. So my name is Kristin O'Rear. I have my my Doctor of Pharmacy degree, and I'm a medical science liaison for a pharmaceutical company. But tonight I'm going to talk to you from the perspective of a wife and a mom. Here you can see my little 1-year-old. He actually just turned 1 about 2.5 weeks ago now. He's growing up like crazy. He's super tall. He's super sweet. He is just something new every day, and it's so much fun watching him grow. So let me tell you a little bit about myself, a little bit more. My husband and I have been married for 6 years 6 years 2 months ago. Gosh, time really is flying. We love to travel. We love to spend time cooking together, and recently became parents, of course, to our sweet little 1-year-old named Benjamin. And really during my pregnancy is where my Isagenix journey began. So I was fortunate to have a very healthy and pretty enjoyable pregnancy, but there was one thing that stood out, and that was how exhausted I was all the time, like all the time. I've never been one to take naps during the day. Oops, sorry, my finger is a little trigger happy there. Usually not one to take naps during the day, but during pregnancy, probably from the first month on, I was wanting to take naps every single day. And I knew pretty quickly that something was wrong because, like I said, that wasn't me. I was never one to be napping a lot. Now, I realize that everyone either on this line or catching this recording can't necessarily relate to being a pregnant mom, but I'm sure many of you, if not all of us, can understand the feeling of being exhausted or stressed. Again, I did say it's election night, so I'm sure there's a lot of people stressed out there tonight, and maybe just not where we like to be when it comes to mental clarity. So my friend and teammate, Melissa, was actually the one who introduced me to Isagenix. And I remember stories that she used to share when we were actually working together. She used to be my boss in a former life. She was talking about how her pregnancies are all exhausting too, except her last one. And the thing that was different about that one was that she found a nutrition solution that to this day, her and her family still use. Now, I'll be the first to admit I've always been skeptical of things like that. I never really gave in to anything like that or thought things like this worked, but I saw her results. I knew something had to change, and I trusted her. So long story short, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I'm back to my pre-pregnancy weight now, which is awesome. All my clothes fit again, but most importantly for me, I feel healthier and more energized and ready to take on that little 1-year-old who's just about ready to be running around the house any day now. So just a couple of things here about the company really quickly, our vision and our mission. So the vision is really the goal of the brand, and that's that everyone deserves to experience a healthy, joyful, and abundant life. How do we do that? Well, that's through our mission, which is to create elevated well-being experiences for a lifetime. So you'll see here on the slide, Isagenix offers solutions for just about anyone and everyone, whether you're looking to lose a couple pounds, maybe you're an athlete looking to put on lean muscle mass and have better supplement options. Maybe you're already in pretty good shape and just want to have a better maintenance program or whatever it may be. Maybe you're looking for a different skincare line that is all natural, great ingredients. Or maybe you're looking for essential oils. We really have something for everybody. So whatever it is, I'm confident that we can put something together for you that aligns with your goals and your budget. So that being said, because of that wide variety of products that are available, it would take a separate presentation to go into everything. So for the next couple of minutes, I'm just going to highlight a few of the core pillar products that are signature, I guess you can say, to Isagenix. And that's really getting the body to an alkaline state instead of an acidic state. And we'll talk about why that's important in a little bit. Eliminating toxins, and then reducing inflammation and stress. So you may have heard, some of us, maybe not, I guarantee you will if you hang around long enough, talking about shake days and cleanse days. But what does that really mean? Before coming into this, I could have been guilty of this myself, but I talked to some people who think that this is really just shakes all day, every day, and that's all you drink. You don't get to eat food. Now, I can definitely tell you that that's not the case. This is what a typical shake day may look like. There's real food. You just replace 1 to 2 meals with a shake, depending on where you are on your health journey. A lot of people, when they start out, they're looking to lose a little more weight than those who are in maintenance phase, and you may substitute 2 meals with a shake. And then once you get into maintenance, you may cut back and just do 1. I personally still have a shake pretty much every morning for breakfast because they're delicious for one, but I know that it's a really great, high quality, dense nutrition that you really can't get, or let's say at least I don't have the time to make a meal like that every morning. So having that in my pantry to just grab and mix up is really a game changer. So getting into our first pillar, talking about our shakes. So the isoline shake is really obviously the key player here on a shake day. It's a true meal replacement with 240 calories, 24 grams of high quality whey protein. There's also a plant-based version available, and it's a perfect balance of key nutrients. You can see some of the highlights here on the slide. The shakes can help supplement what we're missing out on, because let's face it, the food that's available to us today is nutritionally deplete, unfortunately. So the other thing that I like about our shakes is that they've been clinically proven to shift the body from an acidic state to an alkaline state. Now, I said in the beginning, I'm a pharmacist, so I can get kind of nerdy when it comes to data and science, but just really quickly, why is this important? Well, we all were designed to be in an alkaline state, but due to our environment and our diets and the massive amounts of processed foods that many Americans routinely consume, a lot of us exist in an acidic state. Now, science and research has shown us that acidity in our system is bad, and a lot of diseases actually thrive in acidic environment. Cancer is one, for example. So the final thing that I'll mention about our whey protein is that it's sourced from cows in New Zealand, where ethical farming methods are the norm. These cows are grass-fed, milked in season, not milked year-round. That's not normal for any mammal. There's no hormones or antibiotics, no inflammatory markers running through their bodies. So because of all this, the cows are healthy, and the protein doesn't need to go through a high heat process to make it clean because it's already clean. So the next pillar I want to talk about is the cleanse for life. A cleanse day, on the other hand, as opposed to the shake day that we just talked about, incorporates the practice of intermittent fasting. Now, we know that fasting has been around for centuries, but Isagenix kind of sets themselves apart by pairing it with this drink that you see here on the screen called Cleanse for Life. Now I'm going to get into a little more science. Again, just bear with me. When we think about what's going on during a cleanse day, we need to take a look at the liver. So we know that the liver has 2 main functions, detox and digestion. Obviously, when we're fasting, we're not eating. So we're taking digestion out of the picture for a short amount of time. So the liver can put all of its energy into detoxification. The antioxidants that are contained in this Cleanse for Life drink actually go out into your body and find toxins and free radicals and all that bad stuff, presents them to the liver, which, remember, is in that super high detox mode because we're not eating, and they all get flushed out of the body. So if you think about that and what's going on in that whole process, and you're getting rid of toxins and just junk in your system, it makes sense why a lot of people, when they're coming off of a cleanse day, find that they have more energy, more focus, more clarity, because you're getting rid of all that junk that was there before. Now, I know we have, sometimes there's a lot of other pharmacists on the line. We actually have a lot of pharmacists and clinicians and healthcare providers on our team. So if clinical research is something that interests you, you can go check out clinicaltrials.gov. It's a great website to look at either ongoing or previously conducted studies and clinical trials. And you can search for articles on intermittent fasting. There's a ton of information out there. And this is one in particular that's a little newer. You can see there on the bottom right, it's actually from, gosh, it's almost a year ago at this point. Again, time's flying. But this is a really good review of some of the articles that are out there that really talks about the benefits of intermittent fasting, and that it really goes beyond just weight loss. So that it really affects the whole body and various organ systems in the body. So it's a good read if you're so inclined to go and check out some clinical studies. The final pillar I'm going to talk about is reduction of inflammation and stress, and that is done with our Ionic Supreme, which you see here. Again, it's another drink. You can either mix it in your shake or you can drink it by itself. It's really customizable to what you prefer. And this is a daily nutrient-rich tonic. It's got herbal adaptogens that help protect our bodies from stress. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that we're stressed because, again, election night for one, global pandemic for another, and just everyday life. I know that stress is pretty prevalent out there. So this is where adaptogens really come into play. They are derived from plants, and these plants are typically plants that grow in really harsh environments, and they've actually evolved over time to learn how to survive in these environmentally stressful situations, if you will. So when we ingest these adaptogens and incorporate them into our nutrition, what we get is a normalization of the body's functions under stress. So I know I went through a fair amount of information pretty quickly, but just a quick recap. The last couple of slides that we talked about really encapsulate the most popular core products with Isagenix, which again, we're establishing alkalinity, eliminating toxins, and then of course, reducing inflammation and stress. Excuse me. So I mentioned earlier, we also have a performance line, and though I'm not going to go into too much detail here tonight, I did want to just show you a couple of the products that are included in that line. If this is an area of interest for you, if you're really into working out, or maybe you're an athlete, check back in with the person who either invited you or sent you this video. We have a lot of athletes on our team, including a CrossFit champion, and any of them would be really happy to share more info or answer any questions that you have. So really quickly, you can see here on the screen that we've got another protein mix. This is a trial release protein. You can use this anytime throughout the day, whenever you're working out. If you're not working out, people like to use it too. There's a pre-workout, the Amped Nitro. There's a during workout, the Amped BCAA+, which is a branched chain amino acid product that's on the bottom. And then the the post-workout is the Amped Repair. And I can speak from personal experience that all of these taste really, really good. So finally, I just want to highlight two other products, the Isobiome on the left and the Complete Essentials with Isagenesis on the right. The Isobiome is a daily digestive health system. It's got two products. So first you have digestive enzymes. There's a vegetarian and then a conventional formulation depending on your diet. And these really help to enhance food digestion, nutrient availability, and absorption. And then second component there to the Isobiome system is probiotics. So I'm sure we're all familiar with probiotics, but they work collectively to help restore a healthy, diverse gut microbiome, which we know is super important today with immunity and our immune health. These come in the system that you see here together, or you can get them individually if you just need the probiotics or you just need the digestive enzymes. Secondly, on the right side of the screen, you see the Complete Essentials with Isagenesis, and these are our multivitamins. It's got pretty much everything you can ever wish for in a multivitamin, but the one thing that sets it apart is Isagenesis. This helps support telomere health, and if you're familiar with telomeres, you know that they're a biomarker for healthy aging. Telomeres you can think of are like the plastic tips at the end of shoelaces. So in our bodies, telomeres are the caps at the end of I'm tired, sorry. One more time. Caps at the end of each strand of our DNA that protect our chromosomes. So if you liken that again, like I said, to the coating on shoelaces, if you think about shoelaces, they become frayed if they don't have that cap and they can't, be as effective as they should be. So if you think of our chromosomes, without telomeres, our strands become damaged and our cells can't do their job. I know that's a very simple analogy, but I think it works. So that really it wraps it up for tonight. I wanted to touch on those three pillars, the shakes, the cleanse day, and the ionics. Again, wealth of variety of different product options available. Too much to cover in one presentation, but I hope what I did cover was valuable and informative. And if you have any other questions, please check in with the person who either invited you tonight if you're on the line or sent this video to you, and they'd be happy to get all of your questions answered. Thank you again for joining.